This is a 90 Fox notch, and this is actually my son's daily driver. The reason we're bringing it on the channel is because we're going to do a blower boosted build on it, and it's going to be kind of an interesting, fun one, I think. So this is the car right now. It actually looks a lot nicer than it did before. You know, it took a bit of work to get it built up to that. We'll have a few videos leading up to it so you can see how it got to this stage. Then we're going to dive into a daily driven boosted build. Alright, looks like we got a clutch job coming up for the 90. We also need to get some paint work done on here. You can see how bright and shiny the bumper is. That's because Reece went ahead and repainted it. And the car, I'm not sure how well you can tell on the camera, but the rest of the car fades out pretty bad. We have to wash and wax it to keep it looking the same. I believe Reece is going to go ahead and buff out the whole car, do like paint correction, and then ceramic coat it. You can ceramic coat it, right? Is that what you're doing?
It's technically a synthetic paint sealant. But
synthetic paint sealant. Okay, is that the same as what you did on the T-top, or was that a...
I did an actual ceramic coating.
Okay, so he did an actual ceramic coating on the T-top. That looks great, but of course that car has clear coat. This doesn't. This here is a single stage. Let's see if you can really tell how faded out it is. When we wash and wax it, it lasts in about 2 weeks and it looks great. It looks like it's got clear coat on it and stuff. Yeah, you really can't see the difference between them on camera, but this is super shiny and clear coated, and this is like dull and faded. So after the ceramic paint sealant, that should look a lot better. So yeah, we've been having some trouble with this right now. We went ahead and threw a clutch cable in there, did some adjustments, but it's still sticking. I have a feeling the actual pressure plate is not releasing. So yeah, go ahead and pop the hood. Let's take a look at this. We really haven't seen this car. So it's a 90 302, 5 legs swapped. We actually got new wheels and tires coming up for that soon. We'll go ahead and get those on here in a bit. But yeah, here we go. So what do we have here? Let's see. We got Cobra Heads on there, right? 93 Cobra Heads.
Yep.
And is that the GT40P intake?
I believe, yeah.
From the Explorer?
Yeah.
Yep, GT40P intake. Got some shorty headers. No AC. It's kind of a clean setup, you know. All the extras have been pulled out and removed, so the engine bay looks pretty sparse. Car runs great. What do you got? An X pipe on there? H pipe?
X pipe, yeah.
It's an X. Yeah, it has a more modern type sound.
Yeah, pipes, M80s, resonators.
Pipes. Okay, yeah. What's that? So it looks like it's got the mechanical cooling fan on because he has the shroud on there. But if you take a look, it's actually what's that? A 16-inch Spall fan, if I believe. Remember right? And there's actually a fan controller in there, similar to what we did on the 92, except you have Mega Squirt on here, right? So you have a
micro squirt.
Micro Squirt, that's right. And I actually built a little module. I have to show you guys sometime. It's a little Arduino circuit that connects into the Micro Squirt or the Mega Squirt, and it pulls the CAN data, and it pulls things like throttle position, coolant temp, and all that. And then based on that, it uses some smart logic and goes ahead and does the fan control. So it has some similar setup like what I did on the 92, except it's using info straight out of the Mega Squirt to get it done. We got some new tires for the 90. Ooh, look at these back ones. What's that? 275 15s. These are 15-inch on the rear. We got some 17s up front. These are actually custom powder coated. The Raystar color was too dark, so we had a shop mix up a lighter color, got them mixed up, and then they gave us this little plate tab, I forget what they call it, that they sprayed with the same. It's got a flake in it. See if you can catch it there. And then the paint shop mixed up for the caps so we could spray paint them. The flake is actually a little bit smaller on the caps, but you can't even really tell unless you get up super close and inspect. Overall, this looks pretty awesome. So let's get them on the car and take a look. I'm gonna try out this new quick jack we got. Pretty handy. Well, new to us. Got it from a guy down the road. He wasn't doing much with it. Made us a deal. It should be pretty handy since we're always out on the driveway and in this little metal building. Not like a real lift, but let's give it a shot for swapping out these wheels and see how it works. I have a broken exhaust hanger here and a hole in the exhaust. Figure out how to fix that. These are stainless steel, but it looks like it had a little bit of rust all the same. But it's not rusted through. It looks like this just literally snapped off. Probably too much vibrations. Good old 5-liter. So I think we'll just clean this up, and just re-weld it back on there. Gonna take the flapper wheel and just clean the surface around here, and also clean this up. I'm not gonna grind these welds down off of here because they create the body that closes up that hole. If I remove them, I'm gonna have a hole over here I'm gonna be trying to weld on. So I'm just gonna clean them up and then reattach it back in there. All right, we got it all done. Nice and strong, back in there. Fire it up. All right, well there you have it. That's our 90 Fox project. It's gonna be a boosted build that's done on a daily driver. So that's gonna be kind of unique because every little thing we have to do is in stages, get it done and get the car back on the road so you can get to work. For example, you know, ripping out the intake manifold, throwing in injectors, fuel pressure regulator, then get it tuned at night, get it back on the road, back to work. It's gonna be kind of a fun, interesting one, I think. So stick around and stay tuned for that. We'll see more of it coming up.